Hey friends, I'm your host, Dr. Elizabeth Ssemanda, medical intuitive healer and life coach, and you're listening to Stepping into Soul Power, the podcast for people who understand that we are more than just our physical bodies. Here we explore topics like medical intuition, healing, help you identify your blocks, and give you strategies to empower the soul in you. Friends, we have something special in store for you today. Yes, today, friends, we manifesting. We're manifesting. And how about this? Consciously manifesting. Our guest, J.Nycole Ralph, is a manifestation expert, and she is well versed in helping you manifest your dreams of abundance. She has a plethora of experience, a unique experience as well. She's gonna tell you about that. Not only is she a manifestation and abundance coach, friends. No. That's not it. She has fulfilled a dream of performing on Broadway. She coaches artists. So y'all about to get it. You gonna get it. And please welcome our guest today, J.Nycole Ralph.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I feel like the queen, the goddess that I am from that introduction. Thank you so much, Dr. Elizabeth. That was just a beautiful introduction. I'm very honored to be here. And come on with the radio voice. Listen. You got that. Yes. Get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we want to hear we want to hear about you. You're a manifestation and abundance coach. Can you tell us your story? Tell us about your journey, the journey that you went on that got you on this path to empowering others to manifest.
Yes. So I first started doing manifestation work and receiving coaching and life coaching back in 2014. Mm-hmm. I found myself in a very abusive relationship, emotionally, physically, mentally abusive. And my family literally had to come and rescue me, physically pull me from that house, because I almost got killed at one point. It was New Year's of 2014, actually.
Wow.
And so, yeah, they came and pulled me from that house. And so therefore I then had no home anymore. I had no car. I had no job, because my partner and I at the time ran a business together, had owners of a business together. And so once they pulled me from that, all of that was gone: the house, the car, the business. They just pulled me out of that. He had it. And so I literally had no source of income, sleeping on my aunt's floor because she had no space in her home. Mm-hmm. And that was the closest relative. And I had PTSD from this situation of being in this abusive relationship. And so laying on the floor those sleepless nights, because I could not sleep, is when I really began to deal with myself and ask the questions: how am I here? How did I get here? Because I realized in that moment there was only one of two directions to go: it was either rise up or die, because I was literally vibrating on the lowest vibration that you could. And the next step down was death. Woo. And I did not, I'm grateful that I had the will to live. Mm-hmm. And so I started fighting for my life, and in a different way than I ever had before. I realized that there was something within me that had me in this situation that needed to be addressed. At the time, my mentality was there was something in me that needed to be fixed. I need to fix myself. Now looking back, I realized I wasn't broken. I didn't need to be fixed. There was just something that needed to be addressed and processed properly in order for me to overcome these blockages and these beliefs that held me in this position. So I started, go ahead.
Oh no, no, I'm just, I'm thinking like how did you come to that realization? Like how did you, pinpoint, okay, this is what's going on. This is what needs to be addressed. This is what needs to be processed.
Good question. I don't have a solid answer for you. I would say God, the divine, like,
Hey, hold on.
right?
That is the answer.
Like, I mean, and also, I guess just the realization, like, that everything had gone to shit in my life. And it's like, well, what's the common denominator? Oh, it's me. So clearly there's something going on with me that needs to be addressed. I did not know exactly what that was, but I knew that it was me, something inside of me. So I started looking for help. I started going to self-help seminars. I started listening to podcasts and audios and YouTubes and reading books on life coaching and manifestation and law of attraction. And it started with looking for ways to increase my money. But as I started studying that stuff, I realized that even money is just energy. And so it all came back to me and my energy. And that's what I was learning. And so then it began a search for how to develop myself and personal development. And so I started working with different coaches. At the time, I had no income. So a lot of times coaches will give a free consultation or a free session. And so I did a free session with this coach, and I did a free session with this coach, and I did a free session because I didn't have any money to actually do consistent coaching. But then I had one of those sessions with one particular coach that was like, oh man, he's the one. I need to this guy. But again, I didn't have any income at the time. I couldn't pull myself together. I still was dealing with that PTSD and that sleeplessness, and I couldn't pull myself together to actually get a job and pull in any income. And so I didn't know what I was going to do. So I processed that with this particular coach, and he helped me to realize that the reason that I couldn't, because I didn't have any income, was the reason why I must. The reason why you can't is the reason why you must. Like, meaning, because I didn't have any income, because I couldn't manifest money in my life, was the reason why I needed this coaching, to learn how to attract and manifest and bring the money into my life and be able to live the life that I desired. And so I was like, okay, well, how do I do this? And so we brainstormed different ways, and I figured out a way to do it. I leveraged somebody else's money. I went into, some people would call it going into debt. I call it leveraging somebody else's money. I used credit. I used credit, which was really scary because I already was living on credit since I didn't have any money. And so this was a big lump sum of money to put down for coaching. So it was very, very scary to go even to leverage even more money. But knowing and feeling and just knowing in my heart that I was going to see a return on that investment. And sure enough, I decision that I ever made. This is because of this coaching, I was able to start my own coaching business. I was able to fulfill dreams of mine of performing on Broadway, like you said, of being on TV, of bringing in six figures. That's more money than anybody in my family had ever made, doing the things that I love. Acting, number one, first and foremost, and then eventually also coaching as well. And so as a result of that, years later, I decided that I wanted to help others to learn these things as well. And I wanted to help others that were like me, that came up like me. And so naturally, I just began attracting Black women into my space. And as of recently, it has been Spirit revealed to me that is my purpose, is to be here to serve Black women because we just have such a different experience in this world, in this society than other groups. And I am very close to that experience. I have a very intimate relationship to that experience. And since 2014, since doing this work, I've been very heavy in the self-development world as a participant, as a consumer, and as a coach. I've been coaching.
So you see it at all levels.
Exactly. And
yes.
I don't see safe spaces for Black women to come together and learn these manifestation tools, learn to do life coaching, to in a group setting, in a safe space. I never experienced that. I never had a Black woman coach myself in all of my experiences, and I definitely didn't see a space where collectively Black women could come and learn these things from the point of view of our experience. And so that's why I have created this space.
And for those because some people may not be a Black woman, so they don't know. They're like, what is this experience that you're talking about that is that's so new, that's so unique? Can you kind of break it down? Like, what makes the experience of women of color, of Black women, so unique?
Yeah. Well, number one, women just have a different experience than men, right? Everybody, I would imagine, I would hope that everybody can recognize that the society in which we live is a patriarchal society. It is. It is a society built by and for cisgender straight white men. And if you are not a cisgender straight white man, you cannot operate in this society with as much ease and flow. Or I shouldn't say you cannot. The society is not built for you to operate with as much ease and flow as cisgender straight white men. I do not want to say I cannot, because that is the whole purpose of what I do.
Yes.
Pit us against them.
Yes.
I'm not here to perpetuate separation, but rather oneness, bring us together, because we, as women, or as people who may not be a cisgender straight white man, deserve and can indeed walk with the same sort of confidence and easeful flow that they experience in the society. It's just a matter of understanding and claiming how to do so. And so just as a woman, I haven't even talked about the Blackness yet, but just as a woman, because of this, a lot of times women grow up with the disempowering belief that I'm not worthy. And so that's one of the major beliefs that I work with in my work. And then that second aspect is Black people, we have a different experience. Number one, slavery. I mean, that was literally only 5 generations before us, was slavery. And people who were enslaved, all they knew was to work to survive. No concept of money whatsoever, just to survive. My great grandmother's grandparents were slaves. I knew my great grandmother before she passed away. Like, I had a relationship with my great grandmother. My great grandmother, this woman that I know, her grandparents were slaves. So that's not very far away from us. You feel me?
Yes.
And so then, after slavery was abolished in the 1860s, and I say that broadly because even though it was abolished, a lot of the slaves didn't realize that.
They were still working.
Anyway, so in the 1860s, when slavery was abolished, then all these freed slaves, they had nowhere to go. They didn't know what to do with their lives. And so either they pretty much only went to one of two places. They either went to jail because the slave catchers turned into the police. Again, a whole nother conversation for another day. But it started jailing Black people for vagrancy or loitering because they didn't have nowhere to go. So they either went to jail or they stayed on the plantation and became sharecroppers. And sharecropping the majority of your income went back to the former slave owner to pay for your housing, for
Yep.
your land. You were making pennies. It was basically slavery light. Diet
Yes.
slavery. Sharecropping is diet slavery. And so even with that, again, work, just to survive. My great
Yes.
uncle, who is alive today, was a sharecropper. So again, that was not that long ago. It was only 2 generations ago, and some of those people are still alive.
Yes.
So that generation, they only knew work to survive. So that's what they taught my grandparents. And so my grandparents, they pretty much, they were able to make a little bit more money. They weren't sharecroppers, so they were able to make a little bit more money, but it was still pretty much the same mentality: work to survive. So that's what they taught my parents. They just didn't know anything different. They didn't know any better. And so that's what my parents taught me. Now, and here's the interesting part, Dr. Elizabeth.
You're fine.
Here's the interesting thing. Like, even my parents, out of their mouths, they would lift me up and be so supportive and tell me, you can be anything you want to be. You just dream it, and if you can believe it, you can be it. They would tell me this. They were trying their best to help me to thrive even more than they did. But their actions were different. And it's not their fault. It's just that's all they knew. And so even saying something out of their mouth, I learned from what they did. And again, what they did was work, struggle to survive. And that's basically what I learned, because they didn't, even though they said you can believe in it, they didn't know how to teach me manifestation tools and skills.
Yes. Ooh, this is powerful. I mean, it goes to show just how profound the institution of slavery has been in our country to this day. And I think it's particularly admirable that you are open and authentic in wanting to do something positive about it. And I'm wondering, as far as your manifestation coaching practice, as you were coming into your practice, were there things that happened, tools that you learned that you didn't expect to learn?
Ooh, yes. One of my absolute favorites is what I call a prosperity date.
Ooh,
Yes.
what's the? Tell us more.
Yes. Some people may be familiar with an artist date, which it was coined by Julia Cameron from her book, The Artist's Way. And that's where you take yourself on a date. You spend at least 2 hours just with yourself, doing something that your inner child loves, doing something that you love, you enjoy, that your inner child yearns for, maybe something you literally enjoyed as a child, to, and that it begins to get the creative juices, just let you be free enough so that you are just more inspired and free, and your creative juices are flowing, and you can come back and just be more productive and see amazing things happen in your life. But it also just raises your vibration. It makes you feel better.
Yes.
Literally spending time with yourself. So that's an artist date. And a prosperity date is on a whole nother level. It's a step higher in that you are not only doing something that you enjoy, but also makes you feel prosperous. So an artist date might be me spending time painting, because that's something I enjoy. My inner child enjoys. I loved painting as a child. But a prosperity date might be going to an actual museum and seeing amazing artwork, because that makes me feel rich and wealthy and prosperous. Or it might be going to a paint and sip and dressing up like a rich, wealthy woman who's going with her rich, wealthy friends or by herself to
Yeah.
paint and feeling bougie while you're sipping the wine.
Feel it.
Really just living in that. A lot of times sometimes I'll just go to a really nice hotel, sit in the lobby or sit at their restaurant, eat food and just enjoy and feel like this is my home, or this is where I'm staying for the week. That is a prosperity date. And whenever I do a prosperity date, I kid you not, Dr. Elizabeth, something magical happens in my life. One time I did a prosperity date, and randomly the next day, one of my good friends gave me $6,000, just randomly. Another time I did a prosperity date, and I booked a TV show the next, or actually it might have been that same day.
Look at you manifesting left and right. I love it.
Yeah. So artist dates make you feel amazing, and that raises your vibration and again gets the creative juices flowing. Prosperity dates on a whole nother level, you'll see magic happen.
Wow. I love that. And for our listeners, like how often, like how do you kind of gauge like when is it time for a prosperity date?
Yeah. I like to do a prosperity date at least once a week. At least once a week. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Prosperity or an artist date at least once a week.
oh, I love loving the concept. And
Mm-hmm.
as you have coached different people in your manifestation work, are there any myths that you've noticed that people have come to you with about
Hey.
about
Oh.
manifesting?
Okay, so yeah, I don't know if I would call it a myth, but
Yes.
sort of a misconception.
Okay.
There's this conception that manifestation is creating or conjuring or like this magic thing that you do. You do this magic juju and boom, you manifest or you bring into your life something that you desire. And on a certain level, it is that, but on a deeper level, a deeper understanding, what manifestation is making obvious that which is already there. So, so bringing it back to the part about being a creator, yes, you are creating stuff because you are a creator. So you have to make obvious to yourself that you are a creator and you can create. So let me give you a story to illustrate what I'm saying here. So the Wizard of Oz, everybody knows the Wizard of Oz, right? It's a beautiful metaphor for life. Each character has their own journey and has their own message to give to the audience. So, but I'm going to focus on the lion right now. The lion. The lion. He was on a journey. What did he want? Do you remember, Dr. Elizabeth, what he wanted?
Like courage. He was afraid of. Yeah. He had anxiety.
Yes. That's your psychiatrist.
I know. When I watch movies, I be like, oh, that person's depressed. That person got anxious. That person's got OCD.
That is funny. You just diagnosed the lion in the Wizard of Oz. That's funny. Yes. He wanted courage. That's what he was heading to Oz for. That's what he was on his journey towards. That's what he was praying for. That's what he wanted was courage. So this lion was praying for courage. He asked for courage. And what did he get? He got flying monkeys. Flying monkeys came to attack him and his friends. And he had to man up to protect himself and his friends. Therefore, revealing to him that he already had the courage. It was right there in him all the time. He just needed to see that. And that was manifestation. He manifested courage. He made it obvious to himself that was already there. He already had the courage. For me, that a prime example of what that looked like in my life. I had this beautiful, comfortable job in this Broadway show, making six figures. It was great, and I had been there for many, many years. And in my heart, I wanted um, to pursue, to do other pursuits. I wanted to be able to leave and do other pursuits. I wanted to have a coaching, because I was kind of coaching on the side. This is before I was serious about my coaching business. I was just kind of coaching on the sides, people who would come to me for coaching. And so I decided that I wanted to build up my coaching business in a way that would sustain me, so that I would feel free enough to leave my Broadway job, my comfortable six-figure Broadway job, to be able to pursue other acting pursuits. But I wanted to have that coaching business as a strong foundation to be able to do that. But I was so comfortable with the job that I wasn't really making the moves I needed to in order to do that. So what happened? A pandemic hit.
The universe came. They came. You asked.
It's my fault. Sorry. No, the pandemic hit, and there was no more Broadway shows. There were no more TV and film. Acting industry was done, at least for a while. And I was like, oh, I have no income coming in. Okay, great. And so I was forced to, like the lion, man up and build my coaching business to a place where I could sustain myself. And I manifested that freedom. I manifested a business that could financially sustain me, because I revealed to myself that I was already that woman to create it. I just needed to do it.
Yes.
That is true manifestation, is when you can strip back the things that are blocking you from seeing that who you already are, that what is already there.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. And so,
Being your true self. Being your
being
true self.
your that authentic you. Yes. Yes. And on your journey, were there any kind of underrated tools that you found to be particularly helpful as you were making this transition?
Yes, so many. Let's see here. My favorite underrated tool is the morning pages. Again, from Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way. So I've mentioned it twice, so maybe you should go read it.
It'll be in the show notes.
The morning pages are amazing. It is morning pages, aka journaling. So underrated. People talk about journaling a lot, but I think people sleep on the power of journaling. Morning pages, she calls them morning pages, more so than journaling, for a couple different reasons. Number one, it is ideal that you do them in the morning. You do not have to do them in the morning, but it is ideal to do them in the morning. And it's different than journaling in that it is stream of consciousness. So you're just dumping whatever's in your mind, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you have nothing to say. Sometimes it's, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is stupid. Why am I even writing this? 3 pages, at least 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing, and just dumping whatever's in your brain. And so what tends to happen, at least in my experience, this isn't everybody's experience, but what tends to happen is on that first page, you're dumping out, you're venting whatever is top of mind, whatever that brain chatter is, especially when you first wake up. A lot of times our brain is go, 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 go. It's just talking. There's so much to do. I got to do this. I got to do that. Da, da, da. Oh my God, that person gets on my nerves. Fuck him. Da, da, da. And
I love it.
putting all of that out on the page. By the second page, a lot of times what's happening is you're processing whatever has come up for you. Like, man, that person really does get on my nerves. But why does that person get on my nerves? Is it maybe it's because I need to look at myself, and maybe it's some, like you're just processing by that second page. And then by the third page, a lot of times what I'm noticing is that you get to the place where you've gotten all that stuff out and the creative juices begin to flow and ideas begin to pop up and divine downloads come and God speaks and you need to call this person. This person has a message for you. Or,
Yes.
I believe this is one of the times where I came up with the idea to do my program. You need to create this program for people, for Black women. So yeah, ideas and things will come. A lot of times, some of my ideas for whatever acting project I'm working on for my characters will come during that. So the third page ends up being very creative because you've gotten through all the junk, through all the shit in the first 2 pages.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. The morning pages.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a great tip. That's a great tip. And then are there, I guess we're moving towards the end. And so I want to ask you if you could give our listeners at least one more tip that they could use to really step into their soul power.
Yeah. Visualization, particularly higher self visualization. So close your eyes and see the highest, best version of yourself, your future self who has achieved all of your hopes and dreams and desires. And just notice everything about her. Notice how she's dressed, how she walks, how she speaks, how she breathes, how she is spiritually, where she lives, what she's doing. And ask her any question you may have, like, what do I need to do to live into becoming you? She has all of the answers. And so that is how you can tap into your inner wisdom. That's how you can tap into your inner power. And that's how you can live into being that highest version, best version of yourself.
Oh, ooh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Visualize it. Higher self. Yes. Yes. So for our listeners who are interested in taking their manifestation to the next level and want to work with you, can you tell us a little bit about what you like, what the possibilities are that you offer?
Yes. I definitely offer coaching for Black women. And I also have a free challenge coming up, it's called J.Nycole's Motherfucking Manifestation Challenge. And
yes! I'm telling you, I love that name.
Let me say it again. Motherfucking Manifestation Challenge.
Yes.
It is for Black women and our allies. So it is open for Black women, and anybody who identifies as an ally of Black women can come in and participate in this free challenge. It's going to happen during the holidays. It starts December 26th. It goes through January 6th. It's a 10-day free challenge to reveal just how powerful you are and how to use your own power to manifest amazing motherfucking things in the new year. It's a 10-day challenge. So that means, if you notice, goes to January 6th. That's more than 10 days. That's because we're taking New Year's off. You will have the New Year's weekend to go celebrate and do everything. We're going to ring in the new year together. Ring out 2023, ring in the new year together in the energy of manifestation. So come. Yes.
Woo! Woo! Yes. So you hear that? You got a professional, for free, and for free, for free. So there is no reason, and can you tell them exactly how can they sign up? Where do they go?
Yes. So I'll give you the link to go ahead to put into the show notes to register, to go ahead and register. You can click that link. You'll be able to register. If you have any questions or anything, you can always find me on social media, J.Nycole Ralph. I'm on pretty much all social media platforms as J.Nycole Ralph. spelled JNycole Ralph. I'm most active on Instagram and Facebook. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me there. Otherwise, click the link to register for the challenge.
Oh, wow. See, friends, we got a plan. We have a plan. December 26th. Be there. We're gonna be manifesting together. We're gonna make some miracles happen. 2023 is about to be that year. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, J.Nycole Ralph. You are amazing, and it's just like, let me tell you, as it is beautiful to see someone who is truly living their truth in an authentic way and helping other people. You are a change maker, a transformational leader, and I love it. I love seeing women, especially women of color, in that space.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. That means the world to me. Thank you.
And so with that, we thank you for being on the podcast, and can't wait for what is in store for you. And we'll be there. We gonna be at this manifestation process. Your manifestation. Yeah, we gonna be there. I'll be there. so so friends, you want to see me in that? I'll be there too, because I gotta get some things. I'm manifesting too. We trying to change the world here. Yes. All right. Thank you so much.
I love that. I love what you are up to. I think that what you're doing is beautiful. I love how you're mixing the scientific, the medical, and the supernatural, the manifestation, the all of this together. I love how you're melding that, and I think that is a beautiful, beautiful mix, and needed in this industry for sure. So
yeah, let's bring it together.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wasn't that awesome? She is incredibly inspiring. And so with that, it's now time for our next segment. Time for our soul power statement for the week. Yes. And so our soul power statement this week is, I consciously manifest with flow and ease. You know, it brings to mind a quote by Chris Metz. And he said that we must create in our consciousness from the standpoint of having the reality we want as already done. Wishing and hoping brings more reality of wishing and hoping. It must be a feeling of already done, along with the feelings associated with this state. A sense of gratitude is the foundation of this state. We cannot just say the words and go through the motions. We have to genuinely feel it inside. By nature, there is no fooling the law that makes it possible. Friends, there's no fooling the law of attraction, right? You want to manifest, you got to act like you already have it. And so if you have trouble with that, join us for J.Nycole's Manifestation Challenge. I'm gonna be there. I'll be you'll see me. I'll be there. And then with that, all right, friends, we have come to the end of our time. We love hearing from you. And so comment below, subscribe to the podcast, write us a review. Let us know how we're doing. We're all about safe self-improvement. We are all about it. And if you're interested in your own personal medical intuitive healing or reading or even just being on the podcast, send us a message at www.soulinyou.com. And finally, if no one has told you this today, I will. Thank you for being authentically you. The soul in me honors the soul in you. Disclaimer: this podcast is for spiritual and or entertainment purposes and is not a substitute for medical diagnosis, healthcare treatment, or professional advice. Each person is so unique, so please consult your healthcare professional for any medical questions.